You stupid.
Why I have to die?
Go.
Why?
Hey, what's up? Boo! Gotcha. Hey, what's up, everyone, and welcome to another month of Gorror review. This is number 5, and this time I am taking a look at Dracula Untold, which, to be honest, isn't very much of a horror film, but you know what? I have to review it anyway, so I might as well review it from the month of Gorror. And it is Dracula, so, you know, even though it's not very much of a horror film, it's still a Dracula film, so it still counts under horror, even though it's more of an action film. Whatever. Screw it. I don't need to explain myself. But anyway, Dracula Untold was a movie I was really looking forward to, because if you do not know, I'm a huge fan of the original Dracula. I love the Dracula character. I have never read any of the novels, to be fair, but I don't read. It's just something I don't do. If I read, it's for a very special occasion, like really special. And if I read, most likely it's going to be a graphic novel, which there's probably plenty of Dracula graphic novels. But I don't read, so I never read any of the Bram Stoker books or whatever other books there are for Dracula. But I've pretty much watched every Dracula film. Yes, even Dracula 2000, I watched that. First Gerard Butler movie I've ever seen. Not a good start for his career. But anyway, this movie I was really looking forward to because I wasn't actually like looking forward to it before the trailer. I heard about it. I heard it was getting delayed, you know, a bunch. I heard what the cast was going to be. I mean, I like Luke Evans, but I wasn't really sure if he could pull it off. And then I saw the trailer, and I was just like, whoa, that looks really cool. I mean, to be fair, it doesn't look much like a Dracula film, but I still like that they were trying to reinvent this character and just, you know, make him popular again. Even if he's not going to be exactly like he used to be, that's fine. You know, a new big budgeted action version of Dracula. I know that sounds silly, you know, when I say it, but I was actually kind of looking forward to it. So, what did I think of Dracula Untold? A movie I was actually very looking forward to? Let's find out with my review. Let's talk about the story. The story for Dracula Untold I found to be very interesting at first because it follows Vlad the Impaler, or Vlad Tepes, played by Luke Evans, who, if you do not know, Vlad the Impaler, I don't know how you don't know this, but he was actually a real life person. You know, he was actually a true badass back in the, I think, what, 1800s or something? But he was like a true badass. That guy, you know, he killed tons of people. I mean, he was called Impaler because I guess he, like, impaled people and put them on sticks or whatever. I don't know much about Vlad the Impaler, but I know that he is a, like, real-life badass. And that guy was, like, you know, he was just, like, a brutal killer, but I think he was also supposed to be kind of a hero. I'm not sure. I'm not going to get into the freaking backstory of Vlad the Impaler. They don't do much of that in this film as well. So, anyway, the story here follows Vlad the Impaler, Vlad Tepes, who is played by Luke Evans, who is one of my favorite up-and-coming actors. Really like that guy. And he is, you know, he has a dark past, but he wants to throw that all to the side, just forget all about all that, and live the rest of his life with his wife, played by Sarah Gaden, and his child, his little son, whatever. I can't remember his name. It doesn't matter. Anyway, he has a son. He wants to live his life just in peace. He actually rules part of Transylvania, and he has his own little castle and stuff, and he has a whole... Just a whole, I guess, not village, but he has a whole kingdom of people that he rules over. So he has a pretty good life for the most part. You know, he's gotten away from his bloodshed in the past. He doesn't do that too much anymore. And he's just trying to live his life until the Turks come. Those evil Turks come and say, hey, we need 1,000 of your boys to build our army. We're going to get your boys, we're going to put them in our army, we're going to train them and make them badasses. And hell, you know what, Mr. Vlad the Impaler? Your son is going to be one of our soldiers too. So you better bring him to us or there's going to be some problems. We're going to kill all of you guys. And of course, Vlad's just like, okay, I guess I'll do it. And then he's just like, psych, and kills all the guys. And he's afraid that, of course, all the, you know, the Turks are going to come and destroy his kingdom. So what he does is that he goes up onto a mountain and finds a vampire played by Charles Dance, and that vampire actually gives him the ability to fight off the Turks. He has 3 days to use these vampire abilities to fight off the Turks, save his kingdom, and of course become a human again. And all he has to do is for 3 days he has to resist the urge to drink blood. That's it. So if he can resist 3 days without drinking blood, he can use all those abilities, kill off the Turks, live a happy life with his family as a not vampire. And there you go. So that's really the story. I'm pretty sure you can see where it's going to go, especially since you know the story of Dracula. I'm sure you can see where it's going. But I found it to be pretty interesting at first. I will say there's a lot of really cheesy moments in this film, like really hokey, very like schmaltzy, romantic part. Whenever it gets into the romance of the film, which there is a romance, if you don't know Dracula is a very romantic, very sexual character. And here, it's a little different. It's more like romance, like real love, besides just like, hey, I want to fuck. Like, it's not like that. It's actual romance. So, if you know there's romance in this film, it's not going to be as bad as if, I don't know. It's not, I knew there was going to be romance. I just didn't think it was going to be so hokey and cheesy like it was in this film. Like, really, it's just like moments where it's just like, I love you too. Like, it's just really, really, it's just bland. I guess that's the main thing I could say. It's very, very bland romance in this. You don't really feel it too much. I mean, the actors do a good job. Luke Evans, I think, is great. I think Sarah Gaten is good. It's just that you don't really feel that, especially since the movie is very short. It's like, if you don't count the credits, it's like 85 minutes long. So you don't get too much of a character. You don't get too much character development from these characters, so you don't get too much chemistry either, especially with side characters. Side characters, you barely get to know. They either get killed off, and there's supposed to be like sad scenes where they get killed off, or they're just characters in the background that show up later as like somewhat main characters or whatever. The only characters I would say are actually really likable is Luke Evans' character, you know, Vlad the Impaler. I thought he was actually really likable. Of course, he's the main character. You get to know him pretty good, I would say. You don't get to see him together with his wife too much, but you do get to know who he is, and I think he is a great actor. I really do think Luke Evans is one of those guys you should look out for. I think he's great in this film, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him in the Crow remake. He's supposed to actually be the Crow, and I'm really looking forward to that if it ever comes out. So I think he's really good as Vlad, as Dracula, whatever. I think he does a great job. There's a lot of moments where he actually has to stand his ground and like just tell people like what's up, and it's really, really good. I thought he did a really good job in this. Sarah Gaten, like I said, was good. It's just that I didn't really feel that romantic chemistry like we probably should have. And I don't blame the actors. I blame that the movie just doesn't have too much time to develop that, and the dialogue isn't the best. Definitely isn't. But also, I thought Charles Dance as the master vampire, the one that turns Vlad into Dracula, I thought he was actually really good as well. I would actually say him and Vlad had the best scene in the film, where they're actually just talking in the cave. It was actually a really good scene, a very good, very well written, very well shot scene. I thought that was really good, very tense. I even thought Charles Dance was actually pretty scary as the old vampire, especially in the beginning. There's actually a scene with his character in the beginning I thought was actually pretty frightening for the most part. So yeah, I think the acting for the most part is really, really good. The dialogue is not great, but there is moments here where here and there where it shines. And when it gets into the action and even like just the horror elements, there's not too much, but there is parts where it does try to be like, maybe not scary, but just like moody, like a Dracula film would be. It actually does succeed. The action itself, while it's not shot the best, it's kind of shaky at times. When it isn't shaky, it's actually really like a lot of fun. It really is, especially when you see all of Dracula's powers. Whenever he turns into bats and he's just like swarming around and just like, you know, just like either scaring people or whatever, or just fighting off a whole army of enemies, or he's actually using all the bats and like making a fist with it and just pounding the ground with it and just like taking out a good like maybe 300-400 soldiers. Thought that was freaking awesome. When it got into that stuff, it was really fun. When it gets into the moodiness, the movie itself is very well shot, I would say. I think the sets look really, really grimy and dirty, like a Dracula set would look like, especially back in Romania, back in, what, 1800s or whatever. I'm probably getting the time period wrong, but whatever. I'm pretty sure it was 1800s. But anyway, they got all that stuff to look really well done. All the special effects look pretty damn good for the most part, which is surprising considering the budget was like, I think like $65-70 million, which is a big budget, don't get me wrong, but it's not a huge budget. It's not like an Avengers $200 million budget, but you know, the 70 million definitely works here. Yeah, I thought for the most part it was a fun film, but there is moments where it just gets really hokey. The romance does not work. There is a lot of side characters that just pop up and be like, hey, I'm a character now, and whatever. It feels very slapdash at times, but there is a lot of really good moments in this, and I really did enjoy it, especially since the movie is very short. I thought they did a good job of just like giving you what you wanted. Maybe they didn't want character development. I did, but you know, for the people that went to go see this film, I'm pretty sure they wanted all the action stuff, and you definitely get that. So it's short, it's fun. I liked it. I might even go see it again, not in theaters, but you know, on that TV right there, I'll probably watch it again whenever it comes out. So I enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it a 30 out of a 40. I actually enjoyed Dracula Untold quite a bit, and it's a fun little film. Yeah. I do have to say this though. The ending is not very good, and it feels like one of those endings where it's just like leading up to a sequel, or it's actually trying to do an Avengers thing where it's like trying to get all these old monsters back together, kind of like an Avengers team. It feels very weird how they did it at the end. Like the whole ending scene is both very cheesy and very derivative of Marvel's The Avengers, where you even have a Nick Fury type character that's just like, yeah, let's get these monsters together to fight a greater evil or something like that. There's a scene like that, and that was kind of cheesy, but still, I'm still going to give it a 30 out of 40. I really did enjoy a lot of this film. So anyway, there you go. Thank you, and yeah, goodbye.